Hey guys, MJ Reptiles here.
Okay, future MJ's here. I did not realize how bad the audio quality is because I was using those little microphones and they're actually like terrible. So I'm so sorry for the bad audio quality. Hopefully you guys can enjoy it.
Sorry for not posting for, I think it was like 6 months, very long time. It is just very difficult for me to get ideas for content, but I have one finally. Yesterday, when I was going shopping for like a bunch of plants and stuff, I ended up walking into Petco or PetSmart, was it? PetSmart. I ended up walking into PetSmart and was just looking around, looking at all the sales they had since it's the day after Christmas, or it was the day after Christmas. And okay, I didn't find anything, but I did find their care guides. We're just gonna jump right into it real quick, not trying to waste your guys' time. So let's see what the first thing says. Okay, so the first thing it says is that they're dazzling and docile. Experience level is intermediate. So we're going to start with that topic first. That is completely incorrect. Um, but pythons are everything but a beginner snake. I don't really know why people label them as beginners. I think it's mostly because they are so accessible. Like you literally can go to every single reptile store and there will be a ball python. I don't think there's a store that doesn't have ball pythons. It's insane. They are they're in every single place. And for some reason, people think just because they're cheap and accessible that they are easy to care for, which is not true. First of all, ball pythons can get up to 6 feet. Females, they can get to 6 feet. So let's think about this. A 6 foot snake, they're going to need like a 7 foot cage. 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide. That's the type of cage you're looking at if your snake is like 6 feet. But even then, if like the normal range is like 4 to 5 feet, even then they're gonna need like a 6 foot cage. So they get super big. They also are. I don't want to say like super heavily bodied because when I think heavily bodied, I think like boa constrictor, but they are pretty big bodied snakes. They will literally crush everything. Also, just throwing that in there. But yeah, they are pretty heavy bodied snakes. They get like maybe this thick. My oldest one is like literally about that thick. He's pretty huge. He's only about 4 feet though, but still, they require a lot. They're super expensive. Their food is super expensive. Oh, and you have to feed them big prey items as well because they do get pretty big. It's just yeah, okay. They're not beginner snakes. That's I'll get into. I'm sure I have another video where I've already gotten into that, but they're not beginners. Okay. Oh, and then it gives a little example of a ball python terrarium, which is absolutely horrible. So we're gonna go over why it's horrible. First thing, they have one hide, and it is a log hide. And if you guys have seen my videos, you know that I hate log hides. I shouldn't even call it a hide. It is literally just a tunnel. It is not a hide. Um, it also says in here that they need two hides on warm and cold side, but then the example does not show that at all. It shows one hide, which again is not a hide. It also says that they need climbing options, but then it has one climbing option and then just two small plants. And it appears it is on wood shavings, which is completely, that's horrible. That's horrible. Okay. The terrarium. For day temperature on the cool side, it should be 80 to 85 degrees, which is too hot. Okay, that's way too hot. It should be 75 to 80 degrees. 85 degrees is what the hot side should be like. Yeah. Day temperature, warm side is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which should be the basking spot. The basking spot should be 90 to 95 degrees, not just the warm side should be 90 degrees. And then my favorite part of this whole little terrarium section, the humidity, 30 to 50%, which is completely incorrect. There have been multiple videos of people going to the ball python's natural habitats and checking the humidity of their burrows, and their burrows have been known to get up to 100% humidity. I almost said degrees, sorry. It gets above 100% humidity. So why are we keeping them at 30 to 50% humidity? That is completely incorrect. And in the ambient humidity in Africa is usually like 70%. And then in the warm, like in the summers, it's usually like 80, 90. So, and they're mostly in their burrows during the daytime. So their humidity should be pretty freaking high. Okay. I suggest 75 to 90% humidity and 95% wind and shedding. You can 95+% when shedding. Sorry, it's not just 95. Okay, so there's that. That's terrible. Okay, how do I set up a ball python terrarium? Ball pythons should live alone in a glass terrarium at least 40 gallons with a tightly secured screen lid. I love how they bring up that they should live alone because they should. Sorry, they should. But every single time you go to PetSmart, they have multiple ball pythons together. But it says in their care guide they should live alone. Interesting. That's very interesting. I love how you guys are going against your care guide. Okay. Also, 40 gallon is way too small. Sorry, I forgot to bring that up. 40 gallon is extremely too small. 40 gallon is for like a baby, a little baby. And they can only live in it for about a year. And then you need to move them to a 4x2x2. And that is for males. Males, even then, males, I do not feel like 4x2x2 should be, but it's okay. That's the minimum. 4x2x2 for male, adult males, Jesus. And a 5x2x2 for an adult female, because again, females do get bigger. But bigger is always better. These are just the minimums. There's no such thing as too big of in a cage. These are literally just the minimums. You can, of course, go above and beyond. My female, who's only 3 years old, I believe. Yeah, sorry, only 3. She's about to be 3 in March. She's in a 5x3x3. So, as you can see, I've gone above the minimum, and I will also be upgrading her to an even bigger cage when she gets bigger. So, bigger is always better. You just have to also know how to properly fill the cage out, because that's another thing that people always get upset about. Or not upset, but that's like the major reason people are like, bigger cages stress them out, which is not true at all. You just have to know how to fill it out. If your cage is bare and empty, the snake is going to get stressed out. So, smaller cages are not better. That's not the way to go. Okay, second thing is line the bottom of the terrarium with Repta carpet. So you should have the minimum of 6 inches of substrate. The minimum, not the maximum. That is the minimum. And then reptile carpet, don't use reptile carpet. Number one, because like I just said, they like to burrow. You're depriving them of their natural substrate. I guess I don't even know, natural behaviors. And reptile carpet is literally a breeding ground for harmful bacteria. It's also been known to rip out animals' teeth and lizards' claws and stuff. So it's just not a way to go. Also, you really can't hold humidity at all on reptile carpet. I feel like it would just mold really quickly because it's really not natural. It's not meant to. Okay. Remove droppings frequently and change bedding monthly, more often if needed. I feel like changing it monthly is gonna be very stressful. The minimum time that you should be changing it is 6 months. Every 6 months you should be changing your substrate if it's not bioactive. And then yeah, definitely remove your droppings frequently. You should be spot cleaning every single day. But pythons require a temperature gradient, a cool side, and a warm side. Yes, that is correct. The rest of the care guide is just going over other basic stuff like having a thermostat, thermometers, have 2 hides on warm and cool side, stock your tank with branches for hiding and climbing, 100%, but pythons are semi-arboreal. Mix your python's habitat is needed to maintain humidity, and then for more information, blah, blah, blah. On the back, it does say the minimum is a 40 gallon, which is not true. That is a minimum for baby. You do not need to undertake heat mats. I don't know why it says that. Oh, I'm glad it says that. It says water dish large enough for your snake to soak in. 100%, you definitely need that. It suggests aspen for bedding. That is completely incorrect. Cocoa fiber or repta bark or repta chip, whatever, that is what you should be using. Not by itself, but together, mixed together is really great. Never use aspen. So sphagnum moss, 100% sphagnum moss is great. Branches, food bowl. You don't need a food bowl, but pythons do not eat out of bowls. You are supposed to give them their frozen thawed rat to their face. And that seems about it. That care guide was horrible. It's so sad that people actually look at that and use that for their main source of information and they go like completely off of what it says. It is really disgusting, honestly. And it's why so many ball pythons are neglected and abused today. Okay, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was a helpful video and will deter some of you guys away from getting the horrible PetSmart pamphlet or care guide. Because that is, oh my god, it was horrible. When I was in there and I saw it, I knew how to make a video. Like immediately, I was like, I got to. It's calling my name. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know if I should go back and get some more. Because I definitely will if you guys want me to. And I will definitely go over more animal care guides. Because this is atrocious. I'm sure the other ones are even worse. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video.